same thing. And then I said, no, sir. And then snow go start fall on top of it. And me don't really know anything about cleaning up, snow and all of those things. So it was just like a sad experience. Everything was just going wrong. You wake up and your entire car glass just freeze up. And when I was in Maine, it was like so dark and lonely. Night come down very, very fast. I'm never used to it. I was just not used to it. And so the first day, that's when depression started kicking. I was officially diagnosed with depression, But I'm just saying, it was just a sad feeling. Because while I'm thinking that at 5 o'clock I could probably go to the gym and work out. Yes, I could do that. But just imagine you stepping out to go to the gym at 5 o'clock and it look like midnight. That just never did a workout. It never gave me motivation, encouragement to go to the gym. It gave me more motivation to go back in the house, change off into my nightgown, and go sleep. So that was the first disappointment with moving into Maine. So even though 12 o'clock looks so bright, by 4 o'clock the place just dark. And I never understand. I never like it. Then the other thing about it is that, the thing about it is that in the morning was beautiful. The sunrise was very, very beautiful. So that was a good thing as well. Sunset was good as well. But I'm telling you, these 4 o'clock and 3 o'clock, when you look outside and it looks so dark, like it's 7 o'clock in the evening in Jamaica, it wasn't working out for me. It was just a sad experience that I was developing, and I haven't started my contract as yet. Then when I went for orientation, where I went in to do they have this EMR course that you have to go in for like 2 days with HR and just do the classes. I went in and it was the same thing. I was just looking outside because I was just thinking to myself, probably yesterday was just a one-off day when night come down very early, probably that was just the situation for that day. But then when I look outside again the next day, it was the same thing, and the next day it's the same thing. And then I said, no, sir. And then snow will start fall on top of it. And me don't really know anything about cleaning up, snow and all of those things. So it was just like a sad experience. Everything was just going wrong. You wake up and your entire car glass just freeze up. And so it was that time I made that decision that at the time when I moved into Maine, I did monthly lease. So I pay this month and I can always end my lease, just because I know that I'm a very fussy person. And when it comes to certain things, another person's liking might not be my liking. So I prefer to do the month to month. So when I go in, I could have seen the area for myself. If I wasn't comfortable with it, at least I know that I have the option of, canceling the lease and finding something that I'm a little bit more comfortable with, and then be able to sign a 1 year or 6 months or whatever kind of lease it was that was available. So that was the case. So then the other thing about it is that the apartment that I was at, as I said, because it wasn't an in-person view, and the person who had looked at the apartment for me, they were doing it on my behalf, trying to get me going or started in terms of finding an apartment in the state before I got there. And so they had looked on the apartment and done a few, research on the place and all, but it wasn't to my liking. So the good thing about it is that I was able to change my lease the second month. I was able to close that lease, that month-to-month lease, and then leave and find a better place. But I tell you, the other thing about it was that after the place was so dark and there was snow, the apartment never really made much sense, because there was linoleum on the floor. And even though I'm a country girl, and probably I never have marble on my countertop when I was growing up, I never have marble in the bathroom. There were certain things or expectation that when I moved into America that I was gonna be seeing. I thought that it was gonna be all fine furnitures and equipment and all those things. So when I was there, I was just shocked to see that the apartment now have linoleum on the floor, and the place was a board house. A lot of American buildings are board, and so I was a little bit shocked to see that was the situation there. And not to mention, the apartment feel like it does separate already. It starts separate. I'm never living there yet. The apartment started to separate where, you know, it was, you feel the cool air from outside coming in. Yes. So there were so many things that was going on for that apartment, including the fact that, you know, me already depressed about when it get dark. And I was already depressed about the fact that, you know, it starts snowing and I wasn't even in the state as yet, settling and trying to find out, you know, where to find things. So it was just like a sad experience initially when I got here. But, you know, as you go along, you just have to adjust yourself and understand that this is the new life. You know, when you get here to the state, it's not going to be the best at the initial. But as you find yourself around, you get along, you know, with trying to identify, oh, where this is, where that is. Then you'll have a better understanding that, okay, then you can do better and you can find other things or find other means of doing things. So as I was there, you know, I was able to go ahead and switch my apartment and upgrade myself a little bit.